Hi, I'm Jo and welcome to another mini tutorial. I've done a few of these mini tutorials already on peyote stitch, and today we're going to look at a different stitch. I'm going to show you the basics of herringbone stitch, so flat herringbone stitch. This is just a bracelet that I've made using two colours of size 8 seed beads to do a flat herringbone stitch. It's one of those basics that you just need to know how to do. So I'm going to be using two colours. These are size 8 Toho beads in Permafinish Starlight, which is a lovely buttery yellow gold. And these are Miyuki size 8s just in the black opaque. And before I show you how to put three colours together to form a little bracelet like the one here, I'm going to show you how to just bead a plain strip of flat peyote. So if you just, this is almost like three strips, a gold, a black and a gold. So I'm going to show you how to do just one of them to begin with. So onto your beading needle you're going to thread your fire line or your wildfire, and to start this stitch I'm going to start with ladder stitch, which is a little bit of a cheat to begin with, but we always say in bead weaving there's not much to hold on to when you start. So I'm going to start by picking up 4 of my seed beads. I'm just going to use the one colour for this strip. Move them down towards the end of your thread, and you're going to pass your needle back up through the first 2 beads that you added. And then you'll have 2 columns of 2. And just to reinforce it, I'm going to pass back down the second 2 and back up through the first 2 so that my working thread is at the opposite end to my tail thread. Now I'm going to flip this over. As beaders we all like to work certain ways, hold our work different ways, and you'll find what works for you, but this is the way I like to bead. So flat herringbone, we're just going to do a strip. It's going to be 2 beads wide and we're going to be beading out. I'm going to pick up 2 and I'm going to come down 1, and those 2 I've picked up will sit on top of the 2 before. Bring my thread straight across, so it's coming straight between the first row and the second row of beads, and I'm going to come up through, get that one sitting right, coming up through 2. Don't want to get my thread caught around the base as it is now. And I'm ready to continue. I'm going to pick up 2, come down 1, get them sitting on top of the previous 2, take my thread straight across. Now I'm between rows 2 and 3 and up through 2. Pick up 2, come down 1, thread straight across and up 2. So I'll just do that once more for you because this is very simple for flat herringbone and it's very repetitive. Pick up 2, come down through 1 of your beads, thread straight across and up through 2. And that is how you would continue to bead a strip of flat herringbone. And I'm just going to show you these. This is a tutorial that's already on my YouTube channel. These are some rings with Swarovski Rivolis. But to bezel the Rivolis, I used a strip of flat herringbone, just like I was showing you here. I used the herringbone to bezel around these, and for me that is the easiest way of bezeling. I'll pop the link to these rings down in the comments below just in case you want to have a go at making them. Right, now I'm going to show you how I did this little bracelet using 3 strips. They're all joined together, 2 different colours of my size 8 seed beads. And I'm going to start in the same sort of way as I did for my first little strip, and that is by picking up 4 of my size 8 Starlight Perma Finish toe hose. And I'm going to take them down to my thread. Now if you're making a bracelet as I did, I would suggest you leave 20 centimeters on the tail just so that you can add in one end of your clasp without having to add in any more thread. Pass your needle up through the first 2 of those 4 seed beads and pull your thread through till you've got 2 columns of 2 side by side. And just as we did before, we're going to come pass the needle down through the second 2 size 8s. Now I need, if I pop this down here, there's my first column. I now need 2 blacks, and then I've got another column of gold. So I'm going to pick up 2 of my blacks and I'm going to pass back through the previous 2, but from the opposite direction. So this is my ladder stitch just to begin this. So those are now lying alongside, and I'm going to come back up through the black, and I want another 2 black because I want columns of 2, and I'm now going through from the bottom, but again from the opposite direction. My thread is exiting the top and I'm passing through those previous 2 from the bottom, and pass the needle back through the 2 I've just added. And now I need my columns of gold, so I'm going to pick up 2 and I'm coming in from the opposite direction from the top, pass the needle back through the 2 you've just added, and picking up my last 2 golds, passing through, and just so that they're all sitting neatly alongside each other, I'm coming back down through those 2. So I've got my gold strip, a black strip and a gold strip, and they're all joined together at the moment. Now I want to be exiting this gold bead on the outside so that I can add another row and start my flat herringbone. So I'm going to come up just through 1 of the gold beads on the left, take my thread straight across between row 1 and 2 and come up through the gold bead on the outside. Now I'm ready to start doing my flat herringbone. So that was my ladder stitch, and I'm now going with the flat herringbone. So I'm going to pick up 2 and I'm going to come down 1. And those 2 golds are sitting on top of the previous 2 golds. But now instead of coming back up and just beading gold, I need to bead the rest of this row across here. So I'm going to come up through the first black, and I'm then going to pick up 2 blacks, and I'm going to come down through 1 through the black on the left and up through the first gold next to it. Pick up my 2 golds, and I'm going to come down through the gold on the outside. Now I need to be exiting this gold on the extreme left at the top here so that I can bead back another row. But as I mentioned before, we all like to hold our beadwork different ways, so I'm actually going to flip mine over. There we go. And just as I did in the first row, I need to be exiting at the top here so I can continue. I'm going to come across through 1, up through 1, and take my beading thread straight across and come up through the gold on the outside. As long as you are taking your thread straight across, I call them intersections, straight across 2, your thread is going to disappear into that intersection and you won't notice it. So we're ready to do another row. Pick up 2 gold, come down 1, and up through the 1 black alongside it. Don't want to get my tail thread caught up in that. Then pick up 2 blacks, come down 1, Just get them to sit properly on top of the previous two and up through the first gold alongside those blacks. Pick up my two golds and come down through one gold. I've reached the end of my row, so I'm going to flip my work over and I'm going to come across one gold and up through the first gold. Take my thread back across to the outside and up through the gold on the outer edge. Let's do that again. Pick up two golds, down one, and across and up through one black. Pick up two blacks, down one, and across and up through one gold. Pick up two golds and down one gold, and I'm going to turn my work over, and again remember I need to be exiting this gold on the outside edge, so I'm going to come straight across and up through one and take my thread back across to the outside and up through the gold on the outer edge. And that really is all there is to it. I'm just going to show you here. Can you see how the gold strip is splitting from the black strip, and similarly the black is splitting from the gold on this outside? So this is where it joins together. You pick up your two gold, you come down through one, and as you come across and up through the black, you're going to pull that black column to the gold. And similarly, I'm going to come down through the black, and I'm going to come up through the gold, pulling that gold column to the black, and come down through two. So that is all I did to make that beautifully striking bracelet, and I'm just going to show you how I finished off the top end. Do you remember we started the bottom end with ladder stitch? So we're going to finish at the top the same way, just to make sure that those columns are all pulled together. So my thread is exiting where I would continue beading, but you're going to pretend now that you've beaded a full length and you're ready to add in the other end of your clasp. So I'm just going to come down, no beads, I'm not picking up any beads, down through those two gold, and up through the two black alongside. They're still not joined together, so to join them together, I'm coming back down through those same two gold. Now they're together. Up through the two blacks, down through the two blacks on the other side. Now I'm coming up through them. This has still got a gap here, it's still split, up through the two gold size 8s and back through those other two gold black size 8s, sorry. Now they're joined together, up through the gold and down through the two golds on the outer edge. And if I was going to add my clasp, I would want to be exiting that top one again on the outer edge, so I'm just coming across and up through one, and then up through the outer edge, and I'm now ready to just add on a clasp with some seed beads. So that really is your flat herringbone with a little project for you to try. If you have any questions, as always, pop them in the comments below and I promise to answer them as soon as I can. Bye bye for now.